Hey there everyone, this is Seb and welcome to another vlog thingy. Right off the bat I'd like to apologize once more for a tiny delay in the Battle of Olympus. I hope to have the next part out somewhere this week, but we'll see how it goes. The thing is that I do have a sort of good reason for it, I suppose, for the delay. That's basically because I haven't been feeling all too well. You know how I said that in the last video I hoped it was the final surgery for a while? Yeah, that didn't last too long. Now, I did state that the surgery on my arm went okay, and apparently that is still the case. However, like a week after the surgery I did start to develop some pain, and I did tell them about it, but they kind of didn't take it seriously. I guess I didn't complain hard enough. But yeah, this Tuesday the cast was supposed to be removed, and I was still complaining about it. And yeah, I had to wait for the doctor, and you know, I figured, you know, might as well try out myself if something is really messed up, because I had a very bad feeling about it. And sure enough, as I pushed down here, like there was a bulge feeling right near the skin there, so you know, it was pretty clear that something wasn't right. And sure enough, after a couple of x-rays, it appeared that 2 screws had gotten themselves loose, and in turn that kind of re-fractured the bone over the weeks. And yeah, it was very frustrating to hear, well, if we've known it earlier, we might have been able to avoid surgery, but now, well, there's nothing else to do. Thank you. I've been complaining. Like, I keep telling everyone, and I keep telling myself, always listen to your body and just keep asking the doctors. But after 3 times, you know, you figure that they know what they're doing, and it just starts feeling like you're complaining too much, and you know, you don't want to look like that sissy that keeps complaining. But yeah, I do know from myself that I have generally a very high pain threshold, and yeah, as stuff starts moving in your arm, then you know something is up, and it's very frustrating if they do not take that seriously, and in the end it turns out that you were right all along, and after 3 weeks, yeah, of course you need another surgery. So tomorrow I go under the knife again. Another thing that has really been bothering me and has been slowing me down is just a general sleep deprivation. I have had a lot of trouble getting some sleep, and of course it also has to do with the arm. I can fall asleep just fine, but it's in a position that isn't the most comfortable. At least my body decides that it needs to do it the normal way, and the normal way, I tend to make myself very small in my sleep. So if I do that in the middle of the night now, I tend to wake up with some pain, which kind of sucks. Because I wake up like 4 or 5 times a night, and yeah, I barely get any sleep, and I'm really noticing that I just feel overall very weak and tired, more tired than usual even. And also I find that I'm very cranky and just have a very short fuse, and it's very annoying. So in that regard, I am looking forward to the surgery tomorrow, because normally the only real side effect I have of anesthesia is that I tend to sleep well for a couple of nights or even days. So you know, that's I'm looking forward to catching up with some sleep at least. But yeah, it sucks that something went wrong again, and I need another surgery. And yeah, what really sucks is just that you know, the whole process starts again, and especially the rehabilitation afterwards is gonna take so much longer now. I was hoping to be back to full strength and sporting fitness in January, and now I'll be lucky if I can even reach March in any decent shape. But you know, it is what it is. it sucks, but whatever. On the plus side, I guess I get to spend more time with some more video content and polishing up my channel, as I am getting more energy again, because yeah, I really need to catch some sleep before I can put some energy into anything. It's just been I've mostly just been half awake, sitting behind the PC and checking out some other videos, movies, maybe play a game. And also what I've been doing a lot, also because it just generally helps most against pain, I find, is find distraction and seeing if I can do things with friends and such. So in that regard, I try to keep myself busy. But yeah, I'm just curious, how do you guys handle like downtime? What do you do when you are sick or otherwise injured, that you can't really work or go to school? And how much gaming is involved in that? Like, and also curious, have you ever had like times where you skipped school or even work just to play a game? Because I've been thinking about that, like in the past. I think I never actually did that. Now, I was an avid gamer as a child and a teenager, and I did skip school occasionally, but usually like with peer pressure. Like, I wasn't a saint in school. If anything, I got into a lot of fights with teachers because I was kind of a smart ass. But I never really skipped school just to play a video game, I don't think. Now, there were times where I would rush home to play my game next, especially new RPGs, once I've discovered the joy of the RPGs. But no, never skipping school to actually play games. Now, there have been times where I did kind of misuse my illness to play more video games, you know, where you wake up and you feel kind of better, and then your mother comes in the room and well, it's a new day, how do you feel? Well, I think it'll take 2-3 more days before I'm fully fit. And unfortunately, my mother usually saw right through that. She wouldn't have any of those shenanigans, but you know, sometimes it worked and you had another day where you could just freely play video games, because I was in the impression that I didn't learn a jack shit in school anyway. Still kind of think that school is kind of overrated, but so yeah, in that regard I did kind of misuse my illnesses to prolong them, to kind of have more fun playing video games. Yeah, and I also remember my mother once, you know, unplugging everything. You know, if you're sick, you can't play video games, which made me very, very sad and annoyed, and most of all bored that day. But yeah, how do you guys handle downtime? How do you tie in video games? Right now, I've mostly been trying out some games, you know, that's mostly mouse operated. I find that it's kind of getting harder to play controller-based games, because I need to sit close to the screen, and to do that I need to put my arm on my lap. But if I do that now, and I feel like pushing something in there upwards, which doesn't feel nice, to say the least. So I try to balance most of my weight on that arm on my elbow, but if I do that, then I can't fit under the desk anymore. So, you know, I try to keep it mouse-based. And one game that I found that I've been kind of enjoying surprisingly a lot is Space Tyrant, a indie game that I think it came out in July, I don't know. I will probably do a let's check of that in the coming weeks, just to show it off. But yeah, I've been really enjoying that, as it's just mouse-based, so I can just enjoy it with the left hand. And controlling, even though I am very much right-handed, controlling the mouse left-handed is no problem for me, because well, I've been helping people, some lefties, with PC troubles, and you know, you kind of learn that it's not that hard to control the mouse with the left hand after a while. Especially one person, my uncle, who had a Windows ME system, which was terrible because Windows ME sucks. And we should never forget Windows ME. It's often left out of the worst Windows or OSs in general, but we should never forget that piece of software really sucked and gave me a lot of headaches. But yeah, he was left-handed, so I learned to control the mouse through the left hand in that way, and yeah, it's generally have no problem with that, unless of course you have a right-handed mouse. But I'm typically not that critical on mouse on mouse design. Although, you know, having said that, playing more mice games now, I kinda get a feel that it's kinda annoying if it's not as sensitive as you would like. But yeah, Space Tyrant, kinda surprisingly enjoyable because I'm not a strategy buff, and it's kind of a strategy game, but it's kind of a 4X game for dummies. So, you know, that suits me just fine. And it kinda has a random nature to it, which can screw you over quite badly. It's kinda also comparable to FTL, I find, but yeah, I'll do a let's check on that sometime soon, and it's a lot of fun. There's another strategy game that I've been, or simulation game, I guess, tycoon game, that I've found interesting. I've been trying, but I'm just terrible at strategy games in general. I just don't. I'm not good at them. I'm not good with the brains in those games. That's a way for a reason to go to school, I guess. But no, I just want to blow stuff up, I suppose. I'm not a patient guy, so, you know, building stuff up, and no, not my thing. So another thing I've been doing is just checking out some series, catching up on that stuff. I've been checking out the new DuckTales, and at first I wasn't sure if I like the new animation style, but I must say I'm quite enjoying the whole thing. Actually, the animation style doesn't bother me. A lot of newer shows I really can't watch, and I know that sounds really stupid, especially from a person with visual impairment, but I really can't watch just because of the animation annoys me so much. Rick and Morty, for example, Adventure Time. I know those shows are supposed to be great, but I find those animations so lazy, and I don't know. Part of animated shows for me is also the art of the animation itself, and those shows in particular, they're just like flash animations, and I don't know. It can annoy me to a point where it just takes away enjoyment from the show. And I know how crazy that sounds, especially because I love retro games, but also in retro games I find a lot of pixel art was put a lot more effort into than the new CGI things, which just look more generic. Speaking of more generic, I've also been catching up on the new Game of Thrones season, and my god. It's even worse than the one before it. The word generic, popular, guff really throws it well. It's really like they're, you know, we've got all the fans now, so let's make it more appealing to the masses, and they kind of lost me with this season in particular. Just bleh. It's crap. Also been checking out Fear the Walking Dead. It's like the spin-off series of the main one, and the main one I think is just stupid. And this spin-off, it started out really well. I thought it was more enjoyable, it was more... how to put it? I want to say believable, but it's not really the word I want to use here, but... well, just overall enjoyable, but this series is also starting to look more generic and just stupid and dumb. Another series that I've been checking out that's just been starting that seems rather nice so far is the Marvel's Inhumans. Kinda didn't even know that was coming, but yeah, kind of enjoying that so far. So yeah, those are the things that I've been kind of occupied with, and just you know, also some YouTube of course, and checking out some other videos, which is always fun. So yeah, I'm curious, what do you guys do in your downtime when you can't work for whatever reason or can't go to school? And how do you incorporate gaming in that regard? Let me know. And yeah, I will hope to be back with another part of the Battle of Olympus, to have that done. Just didn't feel at all like it, just too tired and you know, just too frustrated last week to really put that together. But yeah, that should be better next week, I'm sure, or maybe even this week. So look forward to that, also for another Let's Check. And sorry for the delays, but you know, thank you once again for sticking around and for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. I hope to hear your responses down in the comments below. Thank you in advance, and until the next time, take care. Bye bye for now.